When Eddie encounters the doppelganger of his deceased wife in Season 7, he begins to spiral quite a bit. Despite being in a relationship already, he begins to spend time with Kim, played by Kelly. Kim is told by Eddie that she resembles his deceased wife. She initially freaks out at his motivation for dating her, but then, in a hilarious turn of events, she arrives at his place with hair dyed to match Shannon's. By saying all the things Eddie never got an opportunity to say to Shannon, she persuades him to move past his sadness. At that very moment, Christopher and Eddie's girlfriend come home, and they both cry and embrace. As expected, Eddie's girlfriend ends their relationship right away. However, that is not the only consequence of Eddie's choice to go after Kim. As a result of Eddie's actions, Christopher is deeply saddened and naturally feels a range of emotions, including sort of seeing his mother come back to life. Christopher makes the bold choice to go to Texas with Eddie's parents after initially refusing to speak to Eddie at all. Although Eddie is heartbroken by this decision, he appears to realize that he needs to give Christopher time to recover. He lets him go, but it's obvious he's devastated. Being a single father is a big part of Eddie's personality, and he finds it challenging to go on as a bachelor once more. It seems that Eddie is still very much adrift, complete with a man in crisis mustache, as Season 8 gets underway. For Christopher's birthday, he attempts to plan a Zoom party, but his kid is totally uninterested. This is partly due to the fact that he is now a teenager and has established a new life in Texas, complete with new pals. However, there still appears to be a significant emotional gap between him and Eddie. Eddie is undoubtedly feeling his son's absence, both literally and figuratively. Although it seems that this plotline has reached its limit, it makes sense that the 911 writers intended to upend Eddie's life in Season 7. There must be some sort of movement, even if the authors aren't quite ready to wrap things up and have Christopher return home. Maybe now is the time for Christopher and Eddie to have a real heart-to-heart discussion about how Eddie's actions truly affected Christopher. Eddie would still have some closure even if something occurred on Zoom. It seems superfluous to have this plotline continue in an unrestricted manner. Hen and Karen's custody disputes and Captain Gerard's takeover are just two examples of the ongoing plotlines from the previous season that have been formally resolved. Therefore, Eddie's Season 7 plot shouldn't be allowed to remain in such a languid state. The authors now have two choices: either Christopher returns home and the father and son's lives can return to normal, or Eddie learns to accept that Christopher has chosen to remain in Texas. Eddie's character is being held back by keeping things in limbo, which also keeps him from genuinely developing or moving past the mess he made in the previous season. At this stage, every change in Eddie's story is welcome, particularly if it contributes to a break from that strange doppelganger plot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.